Guess what we have here? It's a beautiful day today. So it's the 2025 road trip, also called the Texas 2025 road trip. It's going to be an amazing guest. Tomorrow's another road trip, the Toby Mac concert. This is a good day today, so we can go to the Riverwalk. We'll go there in just a few minutes. Alright, here we are in the car, and we're gonna go to the San Antonio Riverwalk. So, Mommy, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go to the San Antonio Riverwalk. The San Antonio Riverwalk is a few minutes away. Alright, we picked up Prince, and now we're going to the San Antonio Riverwalk. Look how close we are to the Tower of the Americas. There's the Tower of the Americas. Those are where the elevators are. See those? Those are called the elevators. I like those elevators. Those elevators are beautiful. That's called D, but that could be called the parking D. We're here with the Tower of the Americas. Look at the Tower of the Americas.
That's so short. Is that all?
No, this one.
You can't even hear them.
And we zoom into the Tower of the Americas.
Fortester and the weirdos are the only ones you can pretty much hear.
Bad.
Everyone else is quiet.
These are the elevators we're gonna go to.
Friends, look.
So those are where the elevators are. Which one are we? Okay. Yeah. We're gonna go down? Are we gonna go down to the first floor?
If you don't look beauty, this one here looks like a bathroom location.
Hey, Jaden, are we gonna go to the first floor?
Yes.
Okay, let's go down. I wonder what elevator we're gonna go.
What?
We're gonna go to this one.
Wait, hold the door open, okay?
Okay.
Why are these
Look at these floors. Go down to A. Go close by the walls. I like that. These are cones. The indicators burn down.
Hi, Daddy. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Oh, okay, let's go.
Wow, look at this place. Yes, it is Build-A-Bear. We're gonna get in that elevator because there's an elevator over there. So we're gonna ride that one. We have to wait until it gets up. So, Jaden, we're gonna ride the elevators. Hey, Jaden, Prince, we found an elevator over there. Let's go down, guys. Let's go down.
You think better off getting a little bit.
Yep. This is a cone.
1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
Wait until these people get out.
Get started.
Hi.
These people.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad.
B.
Hi, Dad.
These walls.
Hi,
What for?
So getting me.
Let's go to the highest floor, like, and then we'll go down again, okay?
1, 2, 3. Hi.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
I don't know, Joey.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad.
Yellow one's tasting.
What's for?
Let's get the long way.
Look at this. We're at the bottom.
No, we're just waiting the elevator.
I know what the is going here.
Imagine if someone was here.
What if Cody do for something president help? I don't know, say hi to me. Give him an autograph.
George can touch the door.
So
Be
dumb.
careful because these doors are dangerous.
That's so funny. McDonald's jump.
I see a hole.
David Buster's is on board. Only that?
They just said David Buster's
Let's wait.
and all.
Is it?
Which one's better, the spaghetti?
Let's wait. This door
The food is good.
is too bad. I think this elevator needs help. Up.
You have to pay $1 again. You pay like $20 for like
This guy delivers pizza. Well, no, wait, that's door. This door closed. This is burned down. Your home.
We can get out at 4, okay?
Doors are closed.
We're opening, but they were going after 4.
Oh,
Yes.
let me hold this.
Quick 4, baby. Excuse me.
3. 4 is locked.
Okay, so we'll just go down afterwards.
Look how beat up this elevator is.
Okay, and you're getting out here. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Leave it open. We're staying here. We are going down?
Yes, ma'am.
What's 4?
The main floor.
I think
That's 1. So this is stalling it. That's not me. It's the main floor. Look how beat up this elevator looks. These buttons are burned down.
we're gonna get out here.
Let me hold the door for you.
Come on, put it in, yo.
I don't know, check our.
1968, when San Antonio hosted the World's Fair, lasted 6 months, had almost 5 million visitors from around the world. That's when the city was introduced to tourism. Never again have we had that many visitors in that short amount of time. We still get a lot. These past few years, we've been averaging a little over 4 million a year.
And then the other two.
The most visited city in the state of Texas.
$4 and $3.
And we're making history today. You guys know why, right?
Why? It's over 2 hours.
It's obvious. Look around the boat. I got the best crowd ever. All right, and the crowd's going wild.
Well, one of them did anyway.
And this is all part of the mall we've been passing by on the right up there on Commerce Street. It's all part of the mall, except for that church. You can see the steeple from here. Surrounded in all 3 walls by the mall, you'll find St. Joseph, built in 1868. That way the Germans could have mass in their own language. They still do. They keep it a tradition. Every last Sunday of every month, you'll find an all-men German choir singing hymns there along with the German mass. You guys should go in there. The doors are open every day. It's quite a sight. When you go in there, you'll notice everything is written in German too. But some of you might be scoping out our city because you want to move here. Maybe you want to open up a business one day in San Antonio. Contact the Brown Brick building to the right. Chamber of Commerce opened up here in 1980. They'll help you out by giving you information of certain neighborhoods you might be interested in. And if you're going to open up a business, they'll help you locate an area where it can be more prosperous. This message is going to come from the table talk. And this whole section we've been traveling through used to be a neighborhood. It's a man-made extension. It was added for the World's Fair in 1968. There was a lot of protests going on. People didn't want to move out of their homes that they lived here for years. For the greater good, they moved on. And we're approaching the natural river right here on the other side of the bridge. The San Antonio River we're now approaching. About 45,000-year-old river out here, guys. What this river does, when it flows through downtown, the natural flow forms like a horseshoe bend. Picture us in the middle of the bend, that's why we added this extension. And when we come back, we're going to come back from the right side. So one way through here, this is the narrow spots along the natural part, that makes it a one-way. So please follow me up there to the left. You can get a good view of the Hilton Palacio del Rio. That means Palace of the River in Spanish. A lot of us locals, we call it the Lego block here. I'm sure you heard of Legos, right? It was actually constructed in that unique form. All 500 rooms were fully manufactured and prefabricated 8 miles south of the city. As soon as they could, they started bringing the rooms into town with flatbed trucks, hoisting them up there with cranes and put them together like Legos, one room on top of the other. They got so good at it, it only took 202 days to complete 500-room hotel. That was unheard of. Broke a world's record. Fastest hotel of its size to be built. And get this, what a coincidence. It opened up a day before the World's Fair event. Truth be told, everything was running behind schedule for the World's Fair. In order to get this one ready, H.B. Zachary, the contractor, made sure that when the rooms arrived here, they had everything inside of them already. When I say everything, I mean just like you see them right now. Fully furnished, carpet, beds all nice and made, nightstands with Bibles inside of them, even toilet paper. All they had to do was hook up the utilities and it opened up ready for the guests. Did you guys see all those boats we passed by on the right? That's another one of our ticket locations. They're doing the same thing we're doing, just a different location where you can start and end the tour from. Look right here past the Hilton on the left. Those two buildings were expensive mansions built by the Germans in the 1820s and 1830s. Those 2 decades, the German community dominated this city. Now it's all part of La Villita. Means little village in Spanish. Very first neighborhood in this city, where San Antonio first started. Most historic section in San Antonio right here, guys. Some housing here date back to the 1700s, built by the Spaniards. Like that one, right there up the steps to the left. That one dates back to 1711. That's actually the house where Santa Ana stayed in during the Battle of the Alamo. He was sitting right up there. And those are not only steps, we use them as bleachers. Look across the river to the right, there's the stage. In case you're wondering what's going on today, somebody will get married. It's going to be a wedding performed here in within the next hour.
Oh, look at her here.
Yep. Is that up there? Yeah.
That's so pretty. Oh, I know. Oh, my
They love you.
Some of you might recognize that theater. You ever seen the movie Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock? They filmed part of it right there. I remember it like yesterday. I've been
Must be
fortunate
funny.
enough to have been working here during that time. So I've been working here for a while. I remember passing by there, they were getting everything set up for the movie, and there she was, Sandra Bullock, right there on the stage. We locked eyes for 30 seconds. If you look to the right, I want to show you guys this very cool statue of a cowboy on top of his horse. That was dedicated to the very first cattle drive that took place from San Antonio to New Orleans. We call them El Camino de Galvez. Camino de Galvez. 2014 is when we put the structure here. The reason they named it El Camino de Galvez, that was the actual name of the trail that ran from here to New Orleans. Right behind them, see that limestone building? Opened up in 1930. Very first public library here in San Antonio. Now known as the Briscoe Western Art Museum. You guys that like cowboy stuff, don't miss out. We got a lot of cowboy memorabilia in there. One of my favorite pieces is an original Wells Fargo stagecoach from the 1880s. Fully restored, looks brand new right there inside their lobby. The Presa Street Bridge we're about to pass underneath of. It's been around since 1890. This was one of the very first bridges that crossed the San Antonio River. Named it Presa because it means dam in Spanish. That way it reminds us that there used to be a dam right here in place of the bridge. Matter of fact, look right here underneath the bridge to the right.
They're not gonna hit the roof.
Little benches right here are copycats of acequias, the aqueduct system that the Spaniards introduced to us. That's how they served water to all the missions out here.
I can hold on to it if you want.
Alamo's just one of the 5 missions in San Antonio.
Right there, and you go floating off the boat.
There were 10 of these bridges that got brought in from Connecticut in 1890. Let me show you how to tell them apart. Look up there at the rail. See how they have a rose design? They're known as the Rosetta Bridges of America. 5 of them are still fully functional today.
Pecan and
We'll
Broadway.
pass underneath another one shortly.
Con, yeah, I remember.
Pecan
Now,
and Broadway.
back when we had the dam out here,
Pecan and Broadway.
it formed a little island. Right here to the right, you can see the little island it formed with the iron ornamental table.
Let me screenshot my screen.
Very special to the city because it's dedicated to Father Damien Massenet. That's the guy that named our city. Long time ago in June 13, 1691. Now known as Marriage Island. There's couples from all over the world come down here just to get married on that island. Well, before we go underneath Navarro Street, keep your eye to the right. Right there behind the tree along the stone wall, there's a mural that explains how early settlers used this section of the river to cross back and forth with their horses and carriages through here. Back then, you guys would have found Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders hanging around here asking a bunch of questions to everybody that came in and out of town. Matter of fact, he recruited the first 7 Rough Riders right there across the street from the Alamo at the Menger Bar. That original bar is still there, guys. You want to go in there and check that out? The original bar where he recruited Rough Riders, still there. And check out the West End on the right, opened up in November of 1999. Used to be a 3-story parking garage. Talk about an upgrade. Doesn't that look better than a parking garage? If you guys are around the area later on, go in there. Lobby's open. They like to show off a 300-year-old chandelier. Originated in Spain. It's fully restored right there inside their lobby, guys. Well, I gotta show you my favorite. Look up there to the left with the American flag at the very top. That's my favorite building, the Tower Live. See those gargoyles? There's 16 gargoyles up there at the top. You ought to see them work. Whenever it rains, you can actually see the water spout right out of their mouth. The original owners, Mr. Smith and Mr. Young, were said to be a little superstitious. Not only because of the gargoyles. Take a good look down here above the tree line between the first and second floor. Some ugly looking faces.
Yep.
You can't miss them. They remind you of my in-laws. Those are called grotesques. They're supposed to ward off evil spirits and bad business. But it didn't work. Because they opened it up in 1929. That infamous year when the stock market crashed. Lost the building. Same year it opened up. After investing $3.5 million, they turned around, sold it to Sears for a little over $300,000. In 1930, became the first Sears in San Antonio. Right now, they're getting ready to gut it out. They're going to open it up to river level with retail space, but most of it up there is going to be apartments and condos. People are going to come down here and see what the building is. And let me show you another good reason why it's my favorite. Look at it from this angle. Part of the architect's intentions, he designed it to look like a ship coming down the river.
Oh, that is cool.
Doesn't that look like the Titanic to you?
Yeah.
And over here on the right, it's where we do trading business among Canada, United States, and Mexico every day. The International Trade Center. Down there at the basement is where you'll find the old marina where we dock our boats at nighttime. There's 43 boats in our fleet right now. Right there in front of us, another interesting looking building. Been around since 1896. Still operating as Bexar County Courthouse. The oldest and the largest county courthouse in the state of Texas. I've only been there 2 times. That's pretty good, right? Just 2 times. You see that green light in the middle of the arch we're about to pass underneath of? Letting us know that the gate is down. You can't see the gate because it's underneath the water. But look, if you look right here on both sides of the river above water level along the walls, those shiny metal scrapings you're noticing along the walls is where the gate rises up from underneath it.
That's really cool.
Prevents this end of the horseshoe bend from overflooding. You guys remember earlier I mentioned how the river forms a horseshoe bend? We're leaving it. After that, continues to the left, the southbound, another 240 miles and zigzags all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. I can't take you that far. Let me show you why. Look back there. About 2 bridges behind us. See how the river seems to stop all of a sudden? That's a 20-foot block.
Yeah.
River drops straight down 20 feet. We only take the bad crowds down that direction. It's actually another gate that controls the water level like a dam. They lower it, rise it, controls the water level at the river walk. You can walk past the gate. There's a ramp and some stairs that take you down the ramp. And there's another 10 miles of river walk further south. There's a total of a little over 13 miles of river walk today. Started out with almost 3 miles. Right now, we're going to travel a little over 2.5. Look, we're about to pass underneath the Love Lock Bridge. Look at all those locks up there on the bridge. The people in love bring a lock, write their name on it, lock it up, look at each other in the eyes and say, "Ooh, I love you, baby." And then throw the key into the river to show commitment to one another. Yeah, I see some lovebirds on the boat. You know you want to bring your own lock here. If you decide you want to do that, come down here to Dolorosa Street. That's the name of the street, Dolorosa. It means pain in Spanish.
Yeah,
How ironic is that, huh? Now that we left the horseshoe bend, we entered the flood control channel. We're in the deepest section of the river walk. Remember earlier I mentioned most areas are 3 to 5 feet? Right now, 15 to 18 feet deep, guys. Built in 1926, the flood control channel. That way we can control the floods better. The most devastating flood in the city's history. Record shows for 11 days, 1921, for 11 days, water level in downtown averaged 15 feet above street level. I can't even imagine that. You know what they wanted to do after the flood? The original plans, you're not going to believe it. They wanted to pave over the river. and turn it into a drainage system. The plans were already in progress. But guess what? The women gathered around. In 1924, the ladies in San Antonio formed our Conservation Society. With one purpose, so they could stop them from paving over the river. Thank
Very cool.
goodness. Saved my job.
No.
A little over 10 years ago, we opened up this area to the left, just cut through the flood channel wall so we could get a much better view of Main Plaza. It's the heart of San Antonio. Little plaza right here is what marks north, south, east, and west, the center of our city. Look on the other side of the plaza. Can you guys see that cathedral? Twin Tower Cathedral is the oldest cathedral in the state of Texas. San Fernando, built in 1731. In 1853, that's where the Indians signed what they call that, the peace treaty. They signed the peace treaty right there. They met with the judge. They looked at that piece of paper and said, what is this? Don't mean nothing, it's a piece of paper. Let me show you how we do it. For 5 days, they danced around the cathedral while they dug a hole in front of it. By the end of the 5th day, they had all their weapons buried in front of the cathedral. That hole that they made. You guys ever heard the expression, let's bury the hatchet? That's where it comes from. And we're leaving the flood control channel and re-entering the natural river again. You guys can tell just by noticing that tree in front of us.
Is that a restaurant?
Those are
I
the
think.
most common type of trees out here, the cypress. It's estimated to be the oldest one out here, about 400
San Antonio?
years
Yeah.
old.
Why?
Like more time.
And it's legendary. A lot of local historians believe that Santa Ana used to hide snipers up there to shoot at Texans when they passed by here. Oh, look, they even put a mural of that right there on the left. You see it through that opening on the wall, that green wall?
Japanese food, probably.
Now that we're back inside the natural river,
Oh, yummy.
we're going to re-enter the horseshoe bend.
Brisket, egg rolls, and
You guys remember when we left it, the gate rose up from underneath the water? Look right above us at this other end. 3-ton gate slides down like a garage door here. So if there's ever a flood, these 2 gates protect the horseshoe bend. And everything bypasses down that deep
That's where we should have
channel.
gone yesterday.
That's how we've been
Tokyo
controlling
Bar,
the
yeah,
floods here
yeah.
in downtown.
Oh my
Ask
god.
them when they're coming back, and then they
And
call
take a
them
look
back
to the
here.
right. Brand new
Yeah,
apartments.
I gotta ask James.
They
that we
just
get down
opened
here.
up a couple of months ago. Very first residents just moved in not too long ago. They're breaking it in. Used to be over 100-year-old building. And the reason they took it down, for 80 years, it had 2 trees growing out of the wall. They said it was too hazardous to maintain, so they took it down.
It's not that pricey.
But we saved that
It's not
part. See where they cut through the building to save the Esquire?
We
That was
didn't know.
part of the
That's
original
up
building they
those
took
steaks.
down. The very first bar
I mean,
that
yesterday's
opened
my
up
plan
at the
was 40
Riverwalk.
bucks, so that's
These guys opened up the day prohibition ended right at midnight with a fully stocked bar.
Oh, I want to go, babe.
And over here to the left, this building survived the flood in 1921. Opened up that same year. Give you an idea how high the water level reached. You see the second set of windows? Almost halfway up. That's how high it reached in this area. After the flood, they added another 4 floors. That's why texture seems different up there. And during the summer of 1999, that's when they opened it up as the Durian Suites, what it is today. Look, there's another ticket location right there on the right. There's a total of 3 locations out here doing the same thing we're doing. This one's under the Aztec Theater. I like this building right here. It's the last Aztec themed theater of its kind in the nation. Look up there at the corner. Over here on the right, top right corner, there's a couple of Aztec warrior faces. There's a lot more of those faces on the other side. When it opened up, the entrance was up there on Commerce Street, 1926. Charlie Chaplin was up there at the entrance, greeting people in for the grand opening. The first silent movie theater in San Antonio. Now they use it for concerts. They have live concerts out here now. The tour bus up there, it looks like there's going to be some kind of concert going on.
back in a couple weeks.
You guys ever heard of Selena? Famous Tejano singer from Corpus Christi?
Pick up something
That
quick.
bridge we're about to pass underneath of was dedicated in her honor.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
1994, Chris Pettis, her husband, proposed to her right there on that bridge.
That's fine.
I'm sure you guys seen the movie with Jennifer Lopez.
That's enough for
They also
a
filmed part of the movie
appetizer,
right there on the bridge.
drink, and a
This beautiful building we're passing by on the left started out with 2 rooms. In 1853, that was the first private school for boys. You can tell the school expanded, became co-ed. Now it's a university. They ran out of room in 1966.
What's it called?
St. Mary's University moved a little further northwest from downtown. They have a much larger campus out there today. A former student, he bought out the building and turned it into La Mansión Hotel. Over here on the right,
Now look at this.
notice how they dug underneath Crockett Street to get to the other side. That used to be a parking lot on the other side of Crockett Street. In 1996, they turned it into Rio Plaza. The architect's intentions was to blend it in with some of our city's history. I think he did a good job. When you guys get ready for an optical
There's
illusion,
one. Bubblegum. Secret.
right here on the other side of the bridge, notice the building to the left. Starting from the front of the boat, look up there towards the very top of the building, and it's going to seem like it's black. I mean, doesn't that look like a wall just standing all by itself? The Mix Hospital, built in 1930 at a 65-degree angle. There's only 3 sides to the building. For the longest time, I thought the hospital for very skinny people. It was the birthplace of Oliver North, Henry Cisneros, and Carol Burnett were born there. It's not a hospital anymore. Been empty almost 4 years. We're going to turn it into a hotel pretty soon. And take a good look around this section of the Riverwalk. It's commercialized in the mid-'80s. The intentions here was to put Americanized restaurants together in this area. You'll also find the nightlife here. You guys looking for the nightlife later on from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. This is your section. Which I know
that's
nothing
cool.
about.
I used to like the Tokyo Cowboy Dungeon.
You want to go to the Alamo,
yeah.
one of the best ways to get there from the Riverwalk would be through those glass doors on the left. All you gotta do is follow the waterfalls and run through it. At the other end of the waterfalls, you'll wind up right across the street from the Alamo. And when the Hyatt opened up in 1980, it was supposed to be a few stories tall. But they stopped right there because they didn't want to be disrespectful and cast a shadow over the Alamo.
Yeah, I think we should.
So the city helped them out. City owned that lot right there next door. They said, go ahead, use that lot. Built it wider instead.
We'll come in for a
And in return, the city got all those waterfalls that went through.
And that's what this one you can screenshot.
Look, the Crockett Street Bridge is another one of those bridges that were brought in from Connecticut in 1890. Named after Davy Crockett, who fought at the Battle of the Alamo and died at age 49. Matter of fact, that's another good way to get to the Alamo. Right here on Crockett, make a left. There's a dead end about a block away is the front door of the Alamo.
I was hoping to get downstairs by the.
And over here on the right, we got the Casino Club building. One of the first Art Deco buildings in San Antonio, built by the Germans in 1926. Used it as a private social club for the German community back then. Now there's a steakhouse in the first 2 floors. The next 4 floors on up, those are apartments up there. Alex Haley, author of the book Roots, used to live there. And Tommy Lee Jones, the movie star. He used to have an apartment there. This section of the Riverwalk was commercialized in 1976, known as River Square.
All of it. Yeah?
Started out with only 2 restaurants, one on each side of the river. Look at it now. This has got to be the most congested spot with restaurants out here.
I love this.
You guys keep in mind, this is a wonderful area where you can bring your boat
We
captain
can
out
do
for
brunch
dinner.
tomorrow instead of.
Yeah.
You can
Nice
make
to sit out
arrangements,
there,
have
yeah.
breakfast, lunch, or dinner on our boat. Over there in the marina, there's some boats with tables and chairs ready to go. for
A
the
reservation.
occasion.
That way we're not leaving because late, so we can be up to 1.
You look to the right, you'll notice a good example, late 19th century, all-American white brickwork. The Clifford Building was established in 1891. We call it the Clifford Building, but if you look right there above the umbrellas, there's a different name. There's even a statue of one right there by the stairs before we go underneath the bridge. Robert Hugman was only 26 years old. In 1927, introduced the whole idea of the Riverwalk. You know what they told him back then? This thing's illegal. You're crazy. You're telling us people are going to come down here and walk on this river? Get out of here. They didn't open up the Riverwalk until 1941. He was all by himself. They made fun of him for having his office here, guys. This was an alley. All these businesses brought their trash down here. City barge used to pass up and down the river picking up everybody's trash back then. This restaurant on the right had the guts to be the first one that joined them. Casa Rio. Opened up in 1946, and I'm proud to announce they're still owned and operated by the same family. The great-granddaughter of the original owner is now the boss. When they first opened up, it was less than half the size.
Huh?
The very first day, they had a problem. Too many customers, not enough seating area. The solution to their problem? Within a couple of days, they were giving boat rides to all their customers.
They got a lot of nice stuff out here.
Started out with gondolas. You guys ever heard of those? They're coming in Italy. Captain steers them around with the long pole. Boy, am I glad we got rid of those. Today, our boats are running with electrical engines out here. In 2018, when our boats came out running with electrical engines here at the Riverwalk. You guys notice how we went around the horseshoe? We're back inside the man-made extension that was added for the World's Fair event where we first started. Known as the Art Garden section. You'll notice a few pieces of art. I'll point out a few as we go along. Even up there at street level, look behind us. Up there at street level to my left, see that dark orange structure? That was a gift from Mexico in 2002. The artist, Enrique Carvajal, better known as Sebastian, made 3 of them. He calls them Torchas de Amistad, friendship torches. They gave one to Canada, dropped this one off here, and the other one is in Mexico. Supposed to represent friendship among all 3 countries. Very thoughtful of them. Now that our boats are running with electrical engines, city did a little bit of research to find out if any fish and wildlife are coming back. I was very surprised. They found over 130 species of fish out here. Over 240 species of birds, too. And it only starts another 4 miles north of downtown, spring-fed, right over at the Incarnate Word University. You guys see that boat right there? We're approaching to the left, has a sign that says Go Rio Shuttle in the back. It's another type of service our company provides for you. So, shuttle makes 15 stops along the Riverwalk, picking you up, dropping you off all day long. They don't provide you with a tour of a presentation of the Riverwalk like I am, but you can ask them questions. They don't know the answers, but it'll be fun to ask them questions. Let me show you guys the newest edition of artwork at the Riverwalk. Coming up straight ahead. See where the bridges meet up there on the sidewalk? 70 pieces of volcanic rock all put together by the artist Pedro Reyes. Calls it Stargazer. Supposed to remind everybody that mankind been looking up at the stars for guidance since day one. It's about to complete 3 years in September. I got excited when I first saw it. I thought they put it there because the Dallas Cowboys were going to make it to the Super Bowl. Or was I wrong? Now take a good look up there to the right. You can see the tower from here. Get a good view of the Tower of America. It looks like the George Jetson's
There's
house.
a higher chance of the
That was
Jets
our
getting, like,
centerpiece for the
AI
World's
coach
Fair
and the
event.
Cleveland Browns three-peating before the Dallas Cowboys.
You guys are able to go up there and you'll find a restaurant. There's a Revolution per hour at 550 feet. Make a reservation so you can get a good seat by the window.
What's the name of it?
You don't even have to be hungry though. Right above the restaurant, they have an observation deck, a telescope. They just upgraded those telescopes not too long ago. We wanted to see what kind of upgrade they are.
Well, yeah,
Maybe I
the
can
name
see
of
my
it?
house from there.
question. She wants to know what's the name of it. What you were just talking about right now. She wants to know what's the name of it. The little tower you're talking about.
The Tower?
What's the name of it?
Tower of America.
Thank you.
Second tallest tower of its kind in the United States. Tallest one, you probably heard about it, it's in Las Vegas. The Stratosphere. Almost twice as tall as this one with a few roller coasters that they come. And that's where we started. But before we end the tour, I want to show you guys the mall. Have you been inside the River Center Mall? 1.2 million square feet of shopping. This is every man's nightmare. It's like one bench in there, guys. You take a good look around, you'll understand why it won the Architect Award when the mall opened up in 1988. Won the Architect Award that year. Surrounds us with over 36,000 square feet of glass.
Hey, Sebastian, thank you for your placement. That's on your right. Come back Tuesday.
We got a total of 10 malls in this city. Can't find the store you like here, we got 10 more to go through. This one is the most kid-friendly one. Look up there at the top floor, the whole floor up there's a jungle gym. Every floor has something
I know,
special
look
for
at
kids to
that.
do here.
Hey, babe, you belong up there.
And there's some great entertainment for the adults too, like a comedy club, a couple of theaters, the AMC and the IMAX. I'm sure you've been to an IMAX. They got a larger screen than an average theater. Recommend the premiere feature here, known as The Price of Freedom. Best documentary movie of the Alamo so far.
My dad.
Well, I gotta tell you, something interesting happened before they could build this mall. We had to move another building. It was sitting right here, right above us, built in 1906, the Fairmont Hotel. In 1985, everybody decided it's a great idea to move it so they could build this luxurious mall. The only problem was, they're not allowed to tear down historical buildings. So when I say they moved it, should have been here. In 1985, they jacked it up, set it on top of these specially made dollies, and just rolled it down the street 6 blocks. About a block a day. It took them 6 days to move it to the corner of South Alamo and Nueva Street. Still there, right now, operating as the Fairmont. You can go into their lobby. It's all posted how they actually moved the building. Broke a world's record. 3 stories tall, 5 stories wide, and it held a little over 30 rooms when they moved it.
It's cool. Alamo Biscuit.
Well, this is where we started. Unfortunately, all good things come to an end.
That was cool.
I know, I'm gonna miss you guys too.
Huh?
You wanna go around again? Yeah. Okay, we'll buy another ticket. I'll wait for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care.
Thank you so much for making it fun out here. It was a real pleasure sharing this city with you. Please do me one last favor. Remain seated for your safety until I can tie down the boat. I'll let you know when it's safe to stand up. The state of Texas, city of San Antonio, and our company, Go Real Cruises, really appreciate your interest out here. They allow us to accept gratuities for a job well done. Your tips are greatly appreciated. While I tie down the boat, take this opportunity to look around, gather up all your belongings. I don't want to leave any of your valuables behind. You guys took pictures earlier. If you'd like to view them, they're right here on display, ready to view, guys.
Bye-bye, guys.
Okay. That was a beautiful ride. It was awesome.
It's so hot. I want to go to the mall.
Yes, we can go inside the mall. Look how tall that looks. Okay, here is you. After the regular place, we'll go back to the garage. It takes forever.
We see the person baking in the background.
It's here. Wait. Two.
It works.
I don't like to do it. He's all walk away. Do we get stuck? Back? Oh. Okay, we're gonna go up. We're gonna go wait. That fan's so loud. Can I press this now? Okay. Let's go, but first we have to wait. Now? It's that's why it's so every 5 minutes had to jam. It's loud in here. Let's see what the elevator will be.
Windows covered up with the same covered up match. The walls are diamond. Locks, doors, locks, windows. It makes everything wall.
It's this one.
Look, you know, everything. There's no opening.
Go to G.
The ground is up all to the front.
Why didn't you make a hole through the wall?
Because the bottom is
I don't like the indicator.
in the wood.
And then it's the same material as the wall.
Dynamite.
What is that?
That's G. So let's go down to F.
We're going to F.
Daddy.
No, Among Us, what do you do?
Oh wait, how many people do you think are on now?
Okay, that will be the end. They told me my contract's gonna start tomorrow.